Thank you for joining us on this ceasefire moment as we look at some observations from reading through Genesis 9 in the Literal Standard Version. First, we see where God is giving the be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth command again. And then he goes through and he basically says that he's giving all of these things over to them to rule over, just like he did in Genesis 1 and 2. So we're starting back at Genesis again. Everything that's happened up until now has been wiped out. He says here that every creeping thing that is alive to you, it is for food, as the green herb. I have given to you the whole. Only the flesh in its life, its blood you do not eat. So this is a command where we're not to eat blood. And he say here, every creeping thing. What I made note of, and I'm not making a comment as to what this means, I'm just making note that up until now, creeping thing has been separate from beasts, birds, and things in the seas. It's always been listed separate, and sometimes it's odd because it says every creeping thing and every creeping thing on the earth. So it's like making a point to bring out creeping things. And only your blood for your lives do I require. From the hand of every living thing I require it. So if a man kills a man, then that killing man's blood is required, because man is made in God's image. So therefore, if you're killing another man, you're killing an image of God. So whoever sheds man's blood, by man is his blood shed. Again, God says here again, be fruitful and multiply. So we've seen this over and over again, that he wants us to be fruitful and multiply. Here he says that I establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you. So that would be everything that comes after Noah, and with every living creature. So this is not a covenant just for man. It's a covenant for every living creature. And we've seen before where living creature means anything that has the breath of the Spirit in their nostrils. We see down here in verse 11, my covenant was with you and all flesh. That the covenant here is that not cut off any more by waters of flood, and there is not a flood to destroy the earth anymore. So that's the covenant, that he will no longer use the flood waters to destroy the earth anymore. He says that this is a token of my covenant which I am giving between me and you and every living creature that is with you to continuous generations, and that is his bow. So he gave the rainbow as a token of his covenant that was made. It is a token of covenant between me and the earth. So it's interesting because the rainbow up here is said to be like something that you look at as a token of the covenant, but the rainbow itself is a token of a covenant between Yahweh and the earth. So the man sees it and knows it's a token between man and its earth. At this point, this is what this is saying. Then we come down here and we see that the bow has been seen in the clouds, and I have remembered. So now it's also something that Yahweh looks at to remember his covenant, which is between him and man and every living creature. And then we come down here in verse 16 and we see that the bow has been given, and I have seen it to remember the perpetual covenant between God and every living creature. And then down here in verse 17, we see that this is a token of covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is on earth. So he keeps repeating and repeating that this is a covenant between him, mankind, as well as every living creature who has the breath of the Spirit in their nostrils. So it's not just a covenant with man, that he will no longer use floodwaters to flood the entire earth.